It is good. It's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, guys, we're going to be ranking all of the endgame and invincible cards right now that we have in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM. We do know Bill Russell is coming as the all-time spotlight reward, and honestly, guys, look, you can plug Bill Russell in here as well. We know what endgame cards look like, though. So, plug him in wherever you guys personally see fit. That's kind of what I would recommend doing because, look, obviously, I don't have his card. His card's not on 2K database yet. So, it really kind of limits what I personally can do, but we'll talk about him in this tier list. Again, make sure to go watch all the other tier lists if you want position tier lists, anything like that, as well as sub to the channel if you are new. Now, we're going to get into it, guys, and just know F tier doesn't mean a card is overall bad. It just means they're bad for their position, okay? AD, he's got to be a D tier invincible, doesn't he? 6'10 at the power forward position. Release, his release is straight up and down. It's easy to time, easy to green. I've said that a lot, and I'll repeat it. It is. But it's not that quick. AD, not great. Going D tier with AD. Cade Cunningham's pretty good, isn't he? We don't have invincible Jokic point guard. We don't have invincible Ben Simmons at the point guard yet. So as far as I'm concerned, invincible point guards, Cade's up there. I'm going A tier. I really do rate Cade highly in my team. Release might not be the best, but it's one I don't really mind in my team. Again, you guys might not like Cade as much as I do. I'm putting him at A tier. Carmelo Anthony up next. Again, all of these cards are basically perfect stat and badge wise, so it comes down to their animations. Why do I not love Melo? Well, he's 6'8 at the 2, and I don't necessarily love Melo's movement. I feel like, yes, as a primary ball handler, he's better than a guy like LeBron James. But is he like my favorite primary ball handler in the entire game? No. Release, it's okay. It's just sometimes speeds up and then it's tough to time. Melo, I think, is right at C tier. I think there's cards like even I think Tim Thomas blows Melo out of the water. So, I don't mind Melo. I just don't love the card in my team. Dominique Wilkins up next. He can play point guard. I don't love his release. I guess I'll go C tier. He's 6'7 at the point guard position, but he is so much worse than a guy like Cade Cunningham. It's not really even close. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Whatever 2K did with collector level this year, I feel really horrible for everybody who grinded collector level. And I obviously didn't, so I'm okay, but for everybody that grinded collector level, you guys have not got very good cards. Dominique Wilkins, very mid, very mediocre. Evan Mobley up next. Is B tier the right spot or A tier for Mobley? That's what I'm having trouble with. I would love Mobley even more if he could play small forward. Obviously, I get that he can't. 7 feet tall at the power forward position. Way better than AD. But when we get to guys like Kareem, KP, those type of guys, is Mobley better than them? We'll talk about it when we get there. Giannis Antetokounmpo up next. I'm going to go B tier with Giannis. I feel like Giannis is kind of undervalued. Now, I get it, right? Wemby's out now, and that kind of ruins what Giannis was once good at the small forward position, which is height and defense. But he's still not bad at the 3. Let's say you don't have Chet, you don't have Bobo, and you just got Wemby. My next best small forward option might be Giannis in my team. I like what he provides on the court. Yes, his release is slow, his release is baited, and I can't wait for the end game Giannis, especially a point guard Giannis. But he's good enough to hold it down at B tier. Jabari Smith Jr. up next. I'd be lying to say I've used this card. 6'10 at the 3. He doesn't seem bad. Decent release. I feel like from what I've seen out of Jabari in the past at least, again, I have not used this card, so if I'm completely wrong on Jabari, you guys can let me know. I feel like his player model in the past, player build hasn't necessarily been that next level good. I'm going to go C tier with Jabari Smith Jr. You guys just got to tell me if I'm wrong because I truly might be. Same thing with Jalen Williams. 6'6 at the 2 at this stage. Okay, I'm going to need to see something. I don't know for sure if Jalen Williams is D tier, but that's where I'm going right now because he's 6'6". I'll take Melo over Jalen Williams. I'll take guys like Bron, guys like that. He's not bad, but again, I think there are better options in the game. Jason Tatum up next. He's just undersized. I got to be honest with you guys. I do not hate Jason Tatum in my team at all. He is just that little bit undersized. And so when it really comes down to it, that's what hurts his value. His movement is good. He can handle the ball. He can do a lot of things on the court. He's just undersized. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar up next. I think I want to go A tier with Kareem. And the reason is height runs my team. I get Kareem's release is not the greatest. I get, if you don't like Kareem for those types of reasons. But he's an invincible. He's 7'2", and he's got a good player. But I think A tier is where I've got to go with Kareem. ahead of a guy like Evan Mobley, although they might be more on that same type of tier. Kawhi Leonard up next. I'm going B tier with Kawhi. Yes, I like Kawhi more than Melo. Kawhi is borderline A tier. I really don't mind Kawhi at all. The problem is, I'll take Radiant T-Mac over Kawhi. That's the big issue here. Radiant T-Mac is dirt cheap, and at the time I'm recording this right now, take him over Kawhi Leonard in my team. Our first S tier star is Kevin Durant. Endgame KD, if you've grinded all-time spotlights, is available for each and every one of you guys. And newsflash, guys, if you haven't been grinding, I don't think it's like the worst thing in the world. Like, I don't think, look, I like KD a lot, but I'm just saying I don't think it's a grind in which, you know, you absolutely have to do, especially if you've got a bunch of MT. I don't think it's probably worth it for you guys if you have just a bunch of MT sitting there. But trust me, when KD comes home to my No Money Spent squad, it's going to change some things because I don't have Invincible Wemby. I don't have the best of the best. So just know he's going to change kind of how I look at things on my No Money Spent squad series. Kobe stinks. I mean, I guess I'll throw him at C tier, but I really do not like Kobe. I'm going to move Dominic Wilkins down. I don't love Kobe, man. Kobe should be better than he is. Not great in my team. KP up next, A tier. I want to put KP in S tier, but he's not S tier. Is KP even that much better than Kareem? No. And that's why he's going at A tier. I expected Invincible KP to be better than he was. He's barely better than the 16-bit KP. That's my experience with the card. LaMelo Ball up next. Here's a tough one. I think he's A tier. I think him and Cade is debatable. I think Cade probably is the more complete option. LaMelo's release is better. I'm going to go A tier with both of them. I think they both belong at the same level. LeBron James, you guys can hate me, C tier. I mean, what does LeBron really give you on the court? Mid-release, mid-ball handler. Sure, he gives you good defense, but that's about it for the man with the plan. Magic Johnson, I got to go A tier as well. He's 6'9". So Magic's going to be the best defender out of Magic, Cade, and LaMelo. He's going to be the worst offensive player. He's A tier, though, because he's the most like a Ben Simmons, Jokic type. LaMelo's more of like your primary ball handler. Cade's that in between. They're all A tier, in my opinion. MJ, I'm going to go B tier with MJ. MJ's better than Kobe, and Kobe's better than Dominic. It's that simple. It's that easy of a concept. It's not rocket science. All three of these cards at A tier are better. Boncaro up next. I'm throwing him at A tier. Here's the deal. Boncaro is basically, if you had to, look, KD even moves better than Boncaro. I don't mind Boncaro. I think the card is really good. I think he's better than Giannis. It's hard with Wemby in my team, right, to really get behind a Boncaro at the 3. If he could play point guard or shooting guard, I'd be even higher on him, but I think A tier is the right spot for him. Russell Westbrook stinks. Steph Curry stinks. You're 6'3" as an Invincible. Neither of the cards have great releases. Both those cards kind of stink in my team. Scottie Pippen up next. Is it weird that I like Scottie Pippen more than LeBron and Melo? I'm putting him at B tier. Maybe I'm wrong, and you guys can let me know in the comments, but I like Scottie Pippen more than Brown and Melo. That's my personal opinion. Release is easier to green. I think it's smoother. I like Scottie Pippen in my team. Shaq up next, A tier. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you don't have Shaq at A tier, you're wrong. Shaq is better than... I feel bad putting Mobley at B tier. I really do because I like Mobley. But I think Shaq is the more complete option just because his player model is that little bit wider. Invincible T-Mac up next, and here's where things get tough. A tier. Here's where things get tough. Because you can argue T-Mac is better than KD, and I'm not going to argue against it. I think KD is more complete. He's 6'10". Again, this is my tier list. You can argue against it, but for now, putting T-Mac at A tier. Still the only shooting guard I got at A tier, but he's better than Kawhi, worse than KD. That's where he stacks up. Wemby, S tier. The best overall card in my team is Victor Wembanyama. Walker Kessler, I'm going C tier. I don't see it with Walker Kessler. Again, kind of the whole packing order. Shaq, Mobley, Walker Kessler in that order. They're all basically the same height. KD, T-Mac, Kawhi, then Bron, Melo in that order. You guys can kind of see where I'm breaking things down here. Zion Williamson, D tier. I mean, Zion is not bad, but he's not even better than Jason Tatum, so he's going at D tier. I know this tier list is probably going to get a lot of hate because there's not that many players and everything is under a microscope, but bear with me. This is my tier list. I've only got 2 players at S tier. Let me know your thoughts on the tier list down below in the comments. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are doing as always, man. I love you guys and have a blessed day.